Do you suffer from trypophobia, and have you ever wondered what the spirituality behind it could be? You see, any phobia is awareness. It's an opportunity. It's a signal to help you avoid potential harm or expand into the best version of yourself. Phobia is the opposite of love, but when mixed with envy, becomes hate. Any phobia you feel towards anything is there to tell you something about yourself. A phobia can be expressed both negatively and positively. When phobia is expressed negatively, it traps the mind in a rigid pattern, creating rigid replays of the same episode that creates a cycle. When phobia is expressed negatively, we can recognize it as anger, abuse, disease, pain, greed, addiction, selfishness, obsession, corruption, violence, jealousy, war. Now, what is trypophobia? Trypophobia is not just the fear of clustered holes, but holes that have gappings in between with swellings or circles inside. A swelling or a circle represents existence, while a hole represents nothing or non-existence. That's why ancient Africans buried their dead in holes. Non-existence and existence existing side by side is like death and rebirth occurring concurrently. Trypophobia comes from the fact that your brain is not wired to process death and rebirth, existence and non-existence occurring concurrently. Because you've been brought up in a society that teaches you death and rebirth are not related. Trypophobia is the feeling you get when you see a snake eating its own tail. But when you activate your pineal gland and understand that death and rebirth, swellings and holes are all part of the same cycle, then you stop trypophobia.
Why is trypophobia associated with Afro-Caribbean cultures? Examining trypophobia from the African American lens. Sometimes people experience anxiety and disgust when they see clusters of holes or bumps in an object, such as a honeycomb. A lesser-known phobia, trypophobia, also called lotophobia, is the fear of holes. This video explores how understanding Africa's culture might help us understand why this phobia has evolved in this place and time. The idea of trypophobia is not well known. It is a disorder which causes people to feel disgust and fear when they see clusters of holes, bumps, or bubbles. It is associated with Afro-Caribbean cultures because it was found that the majority of people who have trypophobia are from these cultures. The reason for this association is unknown, but there are two theories. 1. Trypophobia may be inherited through a gene mutation, or 2, the association may be related to the African culture's beliefs about evil spirits. How does Black culture influence the nature of trypophobia? Black culture has been a major influence on the nature of trypophobia. This is because there are many patterns that are found in Black culture that are also found in trypophobic imagery, such as the pattern of a black hole. In Western society, black holes have become a symbol of danger and evil. The idea of being sucked into a black hole is terrifying because it means that you will be lost forever and it is impossible to escape. Black holes also represent death and darkness, which may be why they're so frightening to some people who suffer from trypophobia. Trypophobia has been called the fear of holes or patterns that resemble clusters of small holes or bumps, trypa. It can also be triggered by images with similar patterns, such as honeycombs, lotus pods, and even bubbles in boiling water. Some people find these objects and images repulsive or uncomfortable to look at, while others might not feel anything at all when looking at them. Trypophobia in other cultures and the experiences of people living in them. Trypophobia is the fear of patterns that are clusters of holes or bumps. The word trypophobia is derived from the Greek words trypa meaning hole and phobia meaning fear. The term was coined by internet users in 2005. Although it is not officially recognized as a medical condition, there are many people who suffer from this phobia worldwide. Understanding why TRYPs make African Americans so fearful. TRYPs are not a new drug. They have been around for years and have been known to be addictive and deadly. However, in recent years, they have become more popular among African Americans because of the misconception that they are not as addictive or deadly as other drugs.